Okay. So now that the matter with Mr. Oroka is in play, we now have to see if we can't find the weapons he's looking for. And Mr. Barlavan here has some information about some Shadow Broker scouts that are behind enemy lines and wants us to rescue them. Otherwise known as more busy work.
I admire the courage it took for him to stay and fight on your home world.
Flattery gets you nowhere.
An agent for the Shadow Broker.
I still am. The broker has been exceedingly busy lately.
I'm sure he has.
A team of his guards have become stranded in a Reaper-controlled territory. Rescue the guards, and they're yours. The Shadow Broker fully supports your efforts against the Reapers.
Well, of course she does.
I appreciate the information.
It's Liara, and she happens to be awesome, but
on it. The Reapers are advancing all too quickly.
in this particular playthrough, she was also Shepard's love interest, if I remember correctly.
I'll be in my office. The Galactic Market.
Yeah, Galactic Market, blah blah blah, don't care. Skipping to the Black Market Trader where I try to bully him into giving me gear.
Look, Commander, I don't want any trouble. I'm authorized to sell here, and all my arms are legal, see?
These are lightweight weapons. Where's your top-end inventory?
Shit, you slumming for C-Sec too? I already got harassed by the old Turian with a bad attitude. Yeah, I got much better stuff, but it's off the market. Galaxy's going belly up. Credit won't mean anything once the Reapers rip through.
So what exactly are you saying?
Whatever happens, I figure there'll be survivors, but it'll be chaos. I'm betting things will run on a barter system. So I'm getting a jump. My best stock only trades for hard goods and artifacts with real value.
Interesting.
So what gets me access to your top shelf?
Heh, Turian just waved credits in my face and spat on it. Nice to see you have flexibility. If you find any rare pieces when you're out saving the galaxy, bring them back. Then I'm happy to share my top stock with C-Sec, no problem.
So basically,
Outside
you
of that,
get him black market
that's
artifacts,
my
he gives you black market weaponry.
Credits don't talk with me, Commander. C-Sec wants my top of the line. You gotta come through.
Yeah, so moving over
I
to...
have noticed many displays of public affection on the Citadel. The rate seems disproportionately high.
because it's the end of the
Everybody
world.
could die tomorrow, Edie. Looking up is one of the few things they can do.
I wonder if this is how the Krogan feel.
Yeah. And then Joker, but Joker can't be interacted with at this point.
I have spoken with many Batarian refugees here, Shepard. It may interest you to know that they are much more agreeable when the hegemony is no longer watching.
Really? Okay, so more skipping around. And this is just something I wanted to do. I returned the Pillars of Strength to him, which is another bonus you can get. Gives you the Batarian fleet, and you get credits for it. And then I also bought some stuff, but I skipped that because it wasn't really... It's not exactly entertaining to watch a person shop. And one little thing here,
My personality matrix
the Shepard
predicted
VI.
what Commander Shepard would say with 7% accuracy.
And then this guy too.
I've assumed full control of Eclipse, and we're committed to moving forward with Ari.
Yay! So, basically this is me going to say hi to Miranda, who is over here, I believe. There she is.
Commander Shepard, it's been far too long. We live in interesting times.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I couldn't get anywhere near you when the Alliance had you locked up.
Relieved of duty. It was complicated.
I'm sure it was. I'm surprised they didn't court-martial you. The Alliance isn't known for its flexibility.
Doesn't matter now.
Shepard,
No, it doesn't.
about Earth.
Countless people lost their lives within minutes. The Reapers are everything we feared.
They should have listened to you a long time ago. I'm sorry, Shepard.
Yeah, well,
What about you? What brings you here?
that's one of the themes
I need
about
to
the
talk
game
to a
is
few people.
just how much
Like you.
brutality Shepard
The
suffers
Citadel's a
throughout the
good
course
place
of
to
it.
meet. For now. What's the Alliance's next move?
We have a plan. It's a long shot.
Not surprising. Shepard, there's something I wanted to mention.
Oh, really?
What is it?
I haven't heard from my sister, Oriana, for a while. I'm getting worried.
Your sister?
Yes. I don't want to overreact, but... Well, there's a lot going on.
I thought we made sure she was safe.
Yeah, that's
We
what I
did.
thought.
It's probably nothing, but I just know my father is involved.
Yeah, apparently her father's a real prick.
I don't know. Everything I had in place to make sure she was safe went dark.
What do you need?
What do you need from me?
I appreciate the offer, Shepard, but you have your hands full. If I need a door or two kicked down, I know just who to call. But for now, I'll be fine.
Okay, I understand.
She always was a little bit too
I have to figure
self-reliant.
this out.
You will. Have you had any run-ins with the elusive man?
Just once. He said it had been a pleasure to work with me, but he needed to contain the situation.
Contain the situation. Sounds final.
Tried
It
to
nearly
be.
was. He doesn't take rejection well.
I'm sure he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. Why do you think your father is involved in Oriana's disappearance?
I kept careful tabs on my sister. I always knew where she was. For her to just vanish, it could only be him.
Well,
After I hid her away,
great.
I still knew he'd stop at nothing to find her. She's all he has left. I have a hunch what happened, but I'll fill you in when I'm certain.
Well, that's good.
It's been a long time. What happened to you?
I've been in hiding. Being on the run from just about everyone isn't as glamorous as it sounds.
And she's still wearing Cerberus
I know.
colors.
It's all right. I knew there would be repercussions to walking away from Cerberus.
I imagine. You're a dangerous enemy.
I am.
If you're looking for a lead here, anyone associated with Cerberus will be hard to find.
No question. But I'm owed a few favors. Someone here will give me a tip on Oriana.
And it's time to leave, I believe.
I've got to get back to it.
And I should get out of sight.
Be careful.
No promises.
You know, see Shepard thinking, great, she is so going to get herself in trouble. Which, admittedly, is one of the things I like about the Mass Effect universe, is that they try to give the characters almost a visual representation of their internal thought process.
Really?
So you can see sort of in their face what they're thinking. Now, in one of my earlier videos, there was a diplomat begging for information about his son and getting nowhere. These guys are the squad mates of that guy's son, and they actually are the ones who give you a heads up about where to go, because they point you to an event on a planet that apparently is where he died. And one of the things you can do is go through the planet and find his dog tags or something. And I'm gonna go harass Arya.
Look who's
Excuse me.
here. I hope this isn't a social visit. We still have work to do around here.
What have we gained by having the Eclipse at our disposal?
A ton of mechs and elite troopers for stealth operations. Sane has turned out to be more malleable than Jonas Sedaris ever was.
No doubt. Jonas
My
Sedaris
control
was a
of Eclipse
psycho.
runs even deeper than I expected. You surprised me by taking such agency in the matter.
Are the Blood Pack falling in line?
With Grill in charge, where all systems go. It's his
Good.
voice, but my words. Couldn't have asked for a better puppet.
She is
The Blood
such a
Pack have
manipulative
committed
bitch.
2,000 Vorcha to the cause. They'll make up the bulk of the army.
Cool.
What's new with you?
That's supposed to be funny? Let's see. I've lost Omega. I got C-Sec eyes all over me, and I'm holed up in this poor excuse for a nightclub. Can't even get an Ovarian rum here. In other words, I'm in hell.
Sounds like you have a lot to worry about. I'll get out of your hair.
You're quite the comedian today.
I can
we'll
afford.
be seeing each other soon, Shepard.
No, I can afford to be the comedian, because typically anybody who crosses me winds up dead. You're one of the few I haven't considered shooting yet. Doesn't mean it won't happen eventually.
When we get back to Earth, I'm buying.
Freddie Prinze Jr. I actually got Paragon Lost, the animated series that they released for it, the animated video, I should say. I have to say, it was a lot better than I anticipated. And Freddie Prinze does a great job as Vega. Some of the other character voices in that show were good, and the animation is really good, too. Anyway, we're here on Benning, because I left the Citadel, took off, jaunted around the galaxy, grabbed a bunch of stuff, and now I'm back. Gonna get back into the action and start shooting stuff again. It's one of the funny things about the Mass Effect series, both positive and negative from your perspectives, is that it's a great series of a great combination of role playing and action, but part of the problem really boils down to the fact that part of the problem really boils down to the fact that the action in the game winds up being far less interesting than the story. And they tried to compensate for that and wound up, sort of cutting it down the middle. I think that they made good steps because in the first game I felt the action didn't quite hold up to the overall scope or story of the world, of the universe as it were. And, being able to trot around on planets in the Mako was interesting, but the gameplay, the controls for that sucked. The second game was a nice balance between the action and the story and the travel ability, the ability to go around the universe doing whatever you like. But what really boiled it down for me was I did not like the fact that they took the free roaming out of it. Admittedly, it wound up, not being a big deal. It sort of panned out in the end because I really think the second game is the best of the series. But that being said, I do feel like they could have done more to, especially with the Hammerhead, once they introduced that, they could have done a lot with it. Oh, wow, look at me being so indecisive about my weaponry. My goodness. The N7 Eagle. I think later on I much preferred to take the Phalanx in with me because it wound up being like my favorite weapon. Javik gets the Scorpion and the particle rifle. And then, who else came with me on this mission? And then EDI came with me on the mission too. For a tech expert, a biotic expert, and then me balancing out the firepower. Scorpion. I actually did do a build with a character that used nothing but a rifle and the Scorpion, and it actually worked really well if you had the right upgrades. Alright, so warp and lasting damage or expose. No, I think I preferred lasting damage. Yep. And then EDI, I auto up her, and Javik, I auto up him. At the end, I think my favorite thing about the Mass Effect series was really the fact that it tried to create a very, very expansive universe that could have a lot of depth to it. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing what they do with it after the end of now that the Shepard saga is over. I'm wondering if there will be any additional, stories with Shepard in it, like if they want to have Shepard survive, but now, in the next game, they're, Shepard's super old.
Reports indicated they were recruiting civilians, but further investigations suggested that people are being taken against their will.
You don't say.
For what purpose?
Unknown. We sent a recon team to investigate, and the Cerberus squads reacted by targeting civilians in public facilities. Officially, Cerberus is denying responsibility and condemning the action. They're either lying, or we're dealing with a rogue faction.
And innocents are caught in their crosshairs.
Exactly. Secure the area so we can establish a rescue lifeline to the rest of the city.
Approaching the drop point, Commander.
Copy
Sounds
that,
good to me.
The people down there are counting on you, Commander. Hack it out.
As I've said before, one of my favorite things about the series was not only of its graphics, but the voice work and the character work that was done in it. I still to this day will play just about any game that has Jennifer Hale's voice in it. And for the record, I will also play just about anything that happens to feature Lance Henriksen or Keith David. I can hear gunfire, so something's going on. Whoa. And got it. I think the turret's down. Yep. We're working on it. We're kind of busy here. Bad guy's giving us trouble. Darn it, he's out of range and my aim sucked. Didn't suck that time though. Ooh, grenades. Nice. Yeah, the engineers are by far the most annoying characters in the game, especially as far as like the enemy troops go. Well, them and the Banshees, which we'll get to the Banshees later. I hate the Banshees. They suck. But the Banshees don't come in until late in the game, and when they do get added into it, it really screws things up. And I don't think I found the corpse in this game. I know I found it in later ones, but I think in this particular run through when I did it, excuse me, that I didn't actually get the son's body for the father, or I didn't find it. But eventually, in later runs, I was able to find it.
What is it, Lieutenant?
I'm tracking civilians fleeing the city with Cerberus troops right behind.
Alright, point me in the right direction.
Updating your nav point. You can intercept them there.
Take cover to regenerate shields. You know, before you bleed to death. That's one thing about the third game that I didn't like, was that it felt like the shields were a lot weaker. That they relied way too much on the metagel to compensate for that. I much preferred it in the last game where you could like shield up and just become a walking tank. And you still can, depending upon the character you play as, but this particular version does not have it. I played later versions as a Vanguard, and it was awesome.
We're going to die here.
You're not going to die here. I'm going to kill everybody who gets in the way. I like that people were communicating via the local network. It's like yes, tweeting, Cerberus troops grabbing civilians, run!
Try to stay calm.
What should we do?
Just stay down.
Deal with me, I'll kill the Cerberus troops.
You heard him. We hold here.
Ooh, right against the wall. Alright. Anyone else? Oh, there he goes. Ooh, warp right on his face. And he's a corpse. Alright, so apparently they don't know when to quit. No one's going to die. I'm going to kill everybody who moves. Stop freaking out. That eagle's actually a powerful weapon. Not my preferred weapon, but a powerful one. Who the creep? Ah, darn. Somebody out there is hitting me. Oh, he was hiding right there, wasn't he, huh? Okay, well, let's see if we can't put a few rounds in it. Got him. You can always tell when someone has a particle rifle because you see this giant green beam of energy just killing things. It's like, yeah, if it wasn't so heavy, I'd probably carry it myself. But it weighs so much that it winds up not being worth it until you've like really upgraded it. And then once you've really upgraded it, it's almost kind of redundant. Yeah, they all went flying. Turret, gunner, engineer, shoot it all. Got him. Everybody's evacuating. Running out of ammo, I think. There he goes. Service engineers. Yeah, he's done. Javik with that particle rifle winds up being really good at taking out them turrets.
We die together.
Where's my grenades? Grenades! Oh, crud, I missed all of it. Hate those turrets. Oh. He's like, yeah, I'll retreat, I'll get away, I'll smack. You die. Come on. Oh, and he's up, and he's out of the area. Another combat engineer. I hate those guys. Come on. Oh, he's got shields. It's gonna be a problem. Okay, get to cover and repair yourself. You're dying here. There we go. Come on, pop your head up. Oh, and he's up in the air. Pyromaniac. You get that if you use either fire or warp-based abilities to kill enemies. If you're playing like as a Vanguard, you can use your fire ammo to do it. Playing as a Sentinel or a Tech, you can use Incinerate or Warp to do it. The Adept just has Warp, but it works pretty well because it's very powerful for the Adept. Oh, here they come.
You're clear. Go.
Alright, it's time to evacuate.
We're gonna make it.
I love that. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it.
Reinforcements are moving in to secure the evac route.
Cool.
Good work, everyone.
I'll pick you up at the LZ, Commander.
And we are out of here. It's interesting to note that among the levels, that's actually probably the most directly action oriented, at least in terms of just like straight up firefights, because there's no like running from switch to switch or gathering data or anything like that. You're just go here, kill dudes, go here, kill dudes, and when you've killed all the dudes, you're done, which is cool. It works for me, but that's one of those weird levels where it's like, yeah, you just go to this point, shoot everybody, go to this point, shoot everybody. We'll pick up the rest.
Responsibility?
Yes, and for once we're inclined to believe them gunning down innocent humans isn't their usual MO. Either way, the civilians down there have a chance now.
Yep.
We're solidifying a foothold and getting people out, then we'll move to liberating the rest of the planet.
I hope we can say the same for Earth.
One day, Commander. For now, we've got our work cut out for us. Carry on.
Well, at least he's honest. I love Lance Henriksen as the Admiral. Never quite sure if I'm pronouncing his name right, but It's cool to see him as, you know, taking that role, because I always remember him as Bishop from Aliens. And that's about all I remember him as. Alliance funding, 10,000 credits. They don't pay me half as well as Cerberus did.
You hear we had to evac another colony? We're losing a lot. Don't hear about the Reapers losing much.
Well, Reapers don't have colonies. If they did,
Oh, that's a joke from the first game. One of the DLCs for the first game was actually involved with dropping a rock on a colony, and you had to stop it. It was Batarian terrorists.
I have a set made from rose quartz and hematite back home. I like the feel of something solid in my hands.
Well, now that I know your weakness, we might have to try a game.
It'd be more fun than playing Edie. Edie doesn't sweat.
You sweat playing chess?
Depends on how much fun we're having.
Way too much innuendo there. So we're done with Manning, and we're moving on to the next set of missions, which is actually going to be on Tuchanka. And I actually skipped a scene where I was just transitioning from one location to another, and trying to pick a starting point. And I always save the big mission for the last on these, because it just feels right that way. And who's going in with me? Garrus? Oh, it doesn't matter. We're wrapping up here. Continue this next time.